so much. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure.
Helping us today.
Used to be a co-host.
Yes, she used to join us quite often.
Quite often.
Yes.
And then now they have Wonder Women on Wake Up Nigeria.
We are not. No. We are not in competition. You guys, you are solid. We too. We are holding our own.
Yes. We love what you're doing with your show.
Thank you.
But let me just explain to our viewers: there's heavy downpour in Lagos right now, and as you know, with rainfall, it's a lot of traffic. So we have a couple of our co-hosts that are stuck in traffic, but they'll be here soon, and then we can just let Mary go. You have anything to say quickly, Nima? Nothing? Mary, because Mary, we don't ever see you here, so please tell us.
Okay,
so sister,
where do I start from?
Yes,
it was recently I actually did a list, and I realized I had so many talents. You know how you have so many things you can do, but because you have so many, you refuse to zero in on one. Okay. So from translation, which I do often.
French to
English. Yes, I usually prefer
stuff.
translation to interpretation.
Okay.
So I translate French to English, English to French. I do voiceovers as well. English, French, Portuguese. Sometimes I dabble into Spanish, but I tend to prefer English, French, and sometimes Portuguese. And then I also, of course, compare events, corporate events in particular. I also write scripts. I do training for presenters, jingle production, and all. As the elections are coming, I'm available for jingle production.
Everything. And then you're beautiful to boot.
In
Everything.
fact, yes, we should have that one.
Yes.
I'm also a model.
Okay, cool. Staying with us now, we're taking today's stories and we're staying with us now. We're taking today's stories and we're starting with The Nation. Major headline in The Nation: Nigeria recorded 11.2% GDP growth in dollar terms last year. More blows for ADC. 2 senators, 16 reps desert party. Oni Ekiti to make history with Oyebanji re-election. No, this must be Oni. And then at the very bottom strip, senators not in 10th assembly can preside in 11th assembly. Can't preside in 11th assembly. And court finds Sarap 101 million naira. Zenith Bank to share 410 billion naira dividend. Bank shows stronger outlook after major loan cleanup. And we have, I got 9 million naira from coup suspect Colonel Maji says, coup suspect Colonel Maji says witness. And we have next all public notice warning. What do we have in The Nation? What story did you get?
Very interesting story. It's better to read it. So get The Nation. So the coup trial happening, you know, the people who have been tried for the coup are, you know, coming out. And I like the fact that they are relying on all of their confessions on video, which is the standard procedure in criminal prosecution. But in this video, this officer who was linked to plot of coup was said to have been triggered to do that from an unlawful sack. They said he was aggrieved under President Tinubu's administration from being sacked, and he made a lot of connections. His name is Zachary Umoru, and while answering investigators, it was recorded. He said that he was contracted to do certain jobs within the Aso Villa, and he did not know that this was proceeds due to any coup. He was not aware of the coup, but he was paid. 2 more audio-visual recordings were gotten by investigators, and one of the defendants and some other individuals were those who were confessing. In the first video that was played in the open court, Umoru was said to be an employee in the maintenance department of the presidential villa, and he was with the Julius Berger PLC. While he was being interviewed, he claimed that once Ibrahim, one other defendant, had introduced him to a man named Hassan Mohammed, and that he later found out that person to be the same Colonel Mohammed Maji. And he said that he only got 9 million from Maji. And this 9 million was for electrical work in relation to a building under construction, and that he initially thought that Maji was a civilian businessman. He later found out that, he wasn't, and that monies were transferred in his name. He admitted that on multiple instances he received monies from Maji, adding that such monies were given to him, tell it on recording, and then that is video evidence used in court. So then, good order.
Thank you. Mary, have you got the story?
Yeah. So in the Nation newspaper, I've got more blows for ADC. The African Democratic Congress yesterday suffered another big blow where at least 18 House of Representatives members and 2 senators defected from the platform to the Nigeria Democratic Congress. And this is coming barely 2 days after former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi and former Kano State Governor Rabiu Kwankwaso quit the party. So as it is, it seems there's a major defection going on right now. There's another senator who defected from the New Nigeria People's Party, that's NNPP, to the NDC. And so as it is, these defections have left the ADC with 6 members in the lower chamber of the National Assembly. So as against the 24 they had earlier, now they have just 6 members. And Senator Enyinaya Abaribe from Abia South, who defected from the ADC to the Labour Party as well. Well, as it is, the LP is the ruling party in Abia State anyway, so he could not continue in a party in crisis, according to him. So basically, that's what's happening right now. It does seem the person who is, the party that is gaining a lot now is the NDC. Quite a number of defections, particularly from ADC, that suffered the major blow as against other parties.
But interesting to know, they say the Lagos ADC chieftain, that's Gbadebo Roseviver, he, of course, is sticking with ADC.
There are quite a number of arguments about
interesting
it. Very interesting times.
Let's move on to The Punch quickly. Mass exodus. Obi Kwankwaso exit rocks ADC. 18 lawmakers join NDC. We've done that. 62 Nigerians detained in Uganda. Battle illness. Infant hospitalized. And then we have Tinubu sends Tegbe Enikano Lae for Senate screening. Opposition rift widens over sole presidential ticket. Lovers rage. Lagos power worker bathed with acid. Customs nabbed 71-year-old with 2.35 billion naira cocaine haul. Xenophobia row. Oshomole 6 ban on MTN DSTV. Coup trial. Villa worker claims he was misled. INEC reopens nationwide voter registration Monday. And then 11th NAS, National Assembly, Senate blocks ex-governors Uzodinma from principal offices. Let's go on a short break. When we return, we'll continue with the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Hot flashes, fatigue, feeling invisible. I missed feeling like me. So I turned to the experts, Ephamol Evening Primrose Oil. It works with my body to restore back.
Hope
They carry us.
even when wahala dey choke, we stand gidigba. Hope dey waka with us for downfall.
It dey gist with us for buka.
No matter the gbege, our spirit e no fit scatter. Hope na that pikin wey dey read ABCD and still get ogbonge dream for heart.
Hope na the mama wey dey fry akara wey see the reason say
Tomorrow go soft for am.
Naija.
Your freedom na promise. Say hope go always come, no matter wetin happen.
Think fast, play smart, win big. We Cash, the game show where every contestant gets the opportunity to win money. No long waits, no dull moments, just quick questions, quick moves, and free cash. Every second counts, every answer pays, and everyone walks away a winner. Are you fast enough for quick cash? Scan the barcode on your screen and you just might get a chance to take your shot at instant fortune. Quick Cash, showing Mondays and Fridays on TVC Entertainment.
every clash of ideas begin the same way. Differences could be a disagreement,
two voices, two views, standing apart,
or an argument.
a battle to win, to prove, or to conquer.
Both are born from differences. One can open the door to respect.
Sound, are you ready?
And the other close it with fire. Two perspectives, but one big issue.
So are you good?
Yes, I'm good to go. So do we argue to fight or disagree to understand?
3, 2, 1, we are live.
This is the big...
You guys, this was the gist about Irasta and Rema now.
You day wine. It's all over my FYP, but me I don't know, Sha. Cause fake logs yakpa. And if you ask me, it's giving sauce.
Listen, I just checked the new TV Entertainment WhatsApp channel like right now, and they just dropped the update.
Are you for real?
No, no cap.
I've actually been noticing those guys. They're always on it 100. Like they always post the gist before anyone else. Me, I love them, and that's on periods.
Like I just aligned with them like last week, and they've been dropping back to back.
Facts. I love how it's straight from the source. No cap, no fake news, just pure entertainment.
I low-key feel like an insider right now.
I know, right?
TVC be cooking.
Real talk. It's like Gist Express. Premium gist on cruise mode. Always first. Always next.
Clock it.
Clock it.
You know what, guys? I just joined.
Active.
Thank you for staying with us. Dami and Tokwe in the building.
Yes, we went from 3 to 5. See growth.
We will not let Mary go just yet. We'll finish the newspaper review with her and then we'll usher her and thank her especially for helping us. But we're looking at the Punch just before we went off the break. Which stories have we taken?
So I have the 62 Nigerians detained in Uganda because I took it yesterday and I don't think anything has been done by our government. So these 62 Nigerian Christian missionary members of the Life Mission Group who went to Uganda for missionary work are presently being detained according to the Ugandan government for illegally operating churches in Uganda. Now the problem is that they are detained in such deplorable conditions in the prison according to what the Punch is reporting. They are at least 20 of the detainees are experiencing symptoms of various illnesses because, of course, it's congested where they are kept. A 5-month-old baby being nursed by one of the detainees reportedly has been hospitalized twice and is falling seriously ill. Now, you can't tell what is there. We know that there's a new kind of a viral infection out there now.
Yes.
And, everybody is being careful. So we're begging our government because the story goes to account on, what I took yesterday. Punch speaking to, the executive director of the group, Mr. Michael Christ King. He says that the missionaries got all the approvals required to come into Uganda for a cross-cultural outreach and humanitarian service. My point is that they have come. If Uganda government thinks that a Christian church is not allowed, there are certain methods, more approvals they require, and you don't want it, deport them home. Don't detain them in such conditions. These are simple matters. If they had committed any criminal offense outrightly, more than anything, the laws of Uganda will be good. But these are things that you can invoke our diplomatic relations for. And I think we should do that immediately. What we are suffering in South Africa is enough. Let's not add the 62 Nigerians to it. Let them come home, please.
Okay, this is also on a note of plea because the Lagos community residents, they say they are afraid of being boggled over prolonged blackouts. And this is telling us that residents of Ogunbowale, Taiwo and Adigbola streets in the Lasamaja area of Lagos State, that they have raised concerns over prolonged blackout that has lasted over a month, warning that the situation is exposing them to burglary and economic hardship. Of course, they spoke to Punch Metro and they said, according to them, repeated visits have happened and they've gone to the Ikeja Electric Okota office to know what the update of the repair was, because when the transformer went bad, the officials came to pick it up. And since then, they keep telling them that they are working on it, they are working on it. So a resident, Tayo Adedayo, is lamenting the situation, saying that we've been in darkness for over a month, and efforts that we have made has yielded no result. And some other traders are saying that because artisans live in that area and they work in that area, welders, hairdressers, that they predominantly need electric supply to function, that it's been telling on their resources. And at the end of the day, it might raise burglars, thieves, because there's constant blackouts and light cannot even provide security for them in the area. So they're appealing to the Lagos State government to please look into it through the Okota electric district area.
Okay, so still on the Punch newspaper, yes. I have INEC reopens nationwide voter registration on Monday. And as it is, it's starting May 11, which is Monday, and it's scheduled to complete on July 10, 2026. Now, this statement, a press statement by its chairman, or that's the Information and Voter Education Committee, Mohammed Aruna, the commission said, and I quote, "The Independent National Electoral Commission wishes to inform the general public that the ongoing nationwide continuous voter registration exercise will resume its third and final phase on Monday, May 11, 2026. Now, a lot of people have been saying that they are not, they weren't aware of each phase. This is the third one. The voter registration is ongoing. If you haven't registered, it's about time you do so. This will definitely end July because the elections are already upon us. So this is the only window left.
It's die time.
Yes, and then for those who have relocated as well, this is a chance for you to update your address and ensure you're able to vote in your locality.
Let me take this story quickly. It's Nigerian Customs. The Federal Operations Unit Zone A, Ikeja, they said that they arrested a 71-year-old man with over 6 kg of cocaine with an estimated street value of 2.35 billion naira. It was concealed in a Toyota Highlander. The unit also said it intercepted other contraband worth 5.5 billion naira, foiled 473 smuggling attempts within the last 8 weeks. The area controller in charge said that the reason they've been able to do this, you know, intercept the cocaine and all the other smuggling going on, especially along Lagos-Abidjan corridor, they said that they have intensified anti-smuggling operations, and in doing so, they have seized over 8,000 bags of foreign rice, which is equivalent to 15 trailer loads, 22 used vehicles, over 1,800 used refrigerator compressors, and so many more. But this particular 71-year-old man conveying cocaine, I wonder what
at that age.
I mean, we see these stories with them being no, not young people. Like we've taken many stories of much older people at this age, 70 something, 80 something. I think we took one time 60 something. Yes. So it's obviously a
easier to fool into doing what they're doing. I've been following the story within the Senate. The fact that governors, I took the story last week, governors are trying to get into the Senate as they retire, but the Senate is preparing for the governors. So the Senate has now made a standing order that if you're a new member in the Senate, you cannot become a presiding officer. This is to edge out any... No, but we had the... our current Senate president became president on his first... so to prevent that from happening in future, they said the ranking within the Senate is going to be strictly complied with. There would be no, there's no favor in how you have to have served. Maybe you're coming from the only option, number one, former Senate president, former deputy Senate president, or former principal officers, or someone that has at least served before you get any position, or maybe you served in the House of Representatives.
Yeah. I know the one for...
Fabio, I don't think he was the first time senator when he became Senate president.
All right, let's move on to the Daily Sun. To make up for time. Aftermath of Peter Obi's major headline, aftermath of Peter Obi's exit, mass exodus hits ADC. We've taken that. 2027, hope dims for PDP. Police record largest arms seizures in South Kokumo. Zenith Bank founder Jim Ovia retires. Bello take over board chair. Tinubu woos investors in Paris, vows fiscal discipline, policy stability. And then we have NAS blows hot over xenophobic attacks on Nigerians to meet South African Parliament. And finally, alleged coup. Video evidence reveals how plotters were paid in millions, which we've taken as well. What do we have in the Sun?
I have the Senate on xenophobia. So
okay.
Senator Anaye Korakwan and Senator Sita Izunaso sponsored and co-sponsored the bill, you know, on urgent national importance on the issue of Nigeria and South Africa. And of course, you had the floor debated. Senator Oshomole was loudest yesterday because he was, you know, major headline in most papers on this. He had called on economic sanctions, you know, throwing Tokwe's line on the hot topic we took yesterday. On Monday, his suggestion, of course, is that we should, you know, sanction. We should not just back, we should bite. He said by the time we withdraw the MTN license and we revoke DSTV license, those workers from South Africa will have good jobs to do. Let Nigerians come back and take over their jobs and, you know, all of that. But when we are done playing lip service, and I mean our government as well as, you know, the South African government, because whether we like it or not, a South African politician wants to get popular now, you have to support xenophobia, which is why we didn't see arrests when it started. They politicized it. They failed their people. They, you know, armed them against foreigners, black foreigners particularly, popularized xenophobia. They are campaigning and winning and keeping quiet while this is happening, which is why I said I could generalize that South Africans are all on this. Our people too, when we are done paying lip service, we will invoke what we need to invoke because we need to protect our people. Nigerian businesses are legitimately registered businesses, tax-paying businesses in South Africa. Can we do the maths and let South African government know what they are owing our people before we bring them back home? Because we cannot allow their people burn down those businesses and move on and have relations.
Okay. Any other story in the Sun?
INEC says they are opposing the move to deregister ADC amid legal and political crisis. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has opposed a suit seeking the deregistration of the African Democratic Congress, insisting that the application does not meet constitutional requirements. And the suit was filed by the incorporated trustees of the National Forum of Former Legislators who are asking the court to remove the ADC from the list of recognized political parties. And in documents presented before the court, INEC argued that the request lacks merit, stating that the deregistration of political parties is guided strictly by constitutional provisions and existing laws, not political pressures or sentiments. The commission also maintained that due to that the process must be followed and that any attempts to bypass laid down rules will not stand.
So what I have on Daily Sun has Zenith Bank announcing the retirement of its founder, Jim Ovia. Now, one can say it's the end of an era because when you talk about that bank, it's synonymous with Jim Ovia. So, of course, he had to do the mandatory 12 years non-executive directorship and chairman as well. A lot of people have a lot to say about it, but from the business angle, we do know that when situations like this happen, it could also affect stock prices and all. So a lot of
but they've done well
people,
in the last year, so
and are also watching closely to see if the bank
have a new branch somewhere in Africa. So yesterday is good for them.
Thank you, ladies. That's all we can take from the papers this morning. Mary, you're going nowhere. You're going to stay with us. Our viewers want to see more of you, so I hope you don't mind. We'd like you to stay with us until the very end.
All right, then.
Fantastic. So let's go on a short break. When we return, we'll continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Entertainment. Just found a new home. Your favorite shows, your biggest stars. Now closer than ever. TVC Entertainment. Now on DSTV channel 164. TVC Entertainment. Something for everyone.
In 3, 2, 1, we are live.
Welcome to Eastflash. I'm on the black carpet, and of course, it's Jubril of Lagos.
Well, that's it on Socialville.
You're already
have Destiny Alpha.
I know that.
I go shoot for you.
You already know, guys. Eastflash give you the best of entertainment, the best of energy, best of everything you need to get your day going.
It's Eastflash every weekday
from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. on TVC Entertainment.
Keeping hope alive.
We are the drumbeats that refuse to be silenced.
Even when the rhythm falters.
We are the green that refuses to fade.
And the white that dares to shine.
Hope is not a stranger here.
It lives in our markets,
our music, and our streets.
Every dawn in Nigeria is proof that tomorrow is still worth fighting for.
Hope is a child in the classroom, eyes wide, with dreams bigger than walls.
Hope is the farmer planting seeds in faith, believing in rain and harvest.
Hope is the youth unafraid to rise, rewriting the story of our tomorrow.
Hope is us, millions of voices.
This is not just the round table. This is the black table.
This is the Black Table, where real men speak the truth about the world we live in, the games we play, the power we chase, and the women who shake it off. Unfiltered.
There's this entitlement to choice.
Unapologetic.
There's something in sociology that said even crime has an advantage in the society.
Unafraid.
In my practice, I found that sometimes the woman is saying honey, but you are hearing monkey.
Sports, politics, culture, women, and what it means to be a man in today's world. No scripts, no safe zones, just grown conversations. So pull up a chair if you're built for it. This is the Black Table.
Every clash of ideas begin the same way. Differences could be a disagreement.
Two voices, two views, standing apart.
Or an argument.
A battle to win, to prove, or to conquer.
Both are born from differences. One can open the door to respect.
Sound, are you ready?
And the other close it with fire. Two perspectives, but one big issue.
Are you good?
Yes, I'm good to go. So do we argue to fight or disagree to understand?
3, 2, 1, we are live.
This is the big...
Muhammad Ali was born in hope alive.
We are the drumbeats that refuse to be silenced.
Even when the rhythm falters.
We are the green that refuses to fade.
And the white that dares to shine.
Hope is not a stranger here.
It lives in our markets,
our music, and our streets.
Every dawn in Nigeria is proof that tomorrow is still worth fighting for.
Hope is a child in the classroom, eyes wide, with dreams bigger than walls.
Hope is the farmer planting seeds in faith, believing in rain and harvest.
Hope is the youth unafraid to rise, rewriting the story of our tomorrow.
Hope is us, millions of voices,
refusing to give up on the promise of this land.
Nigeria, our independence is not just history.
It is a call to keep believing,
to keep building, to keep hoping.
Now hope
They carry us.
even when wahala dey choke, we stand gidigba. Hope dey waka with us for downfall.
He dey gist with us for buka.
No matter the gbege, our spirit e no fit scatter. Hope na that pikin wey dey read ABCD and still get ogbonge dream for hearts.
Hope na the mama wey dey fry akara wey still dey reason say tomorrow go soft for am.
Naija, your freedom na promise. Say hope go always come, no matter wetin happen.
Think fast, play smart, win big. We Cash, the game show where every contestant gets the opportunity to win money. No long waits, no dull moments, just quick questions, quick moves, and free cash. Every second counts, every answer pays, and everyone walks away a winner. Are you fast enough for quick cash? Scan the barcode on your screen and you just might get a chance to take your shot at instant fortune. Quick Cash, showing Mondays and Fridays on TVC Entertainment.
Every clash of ideas begin the same way. Differences could be a disagreement.
Two voices, two views, standing apart.
Or an argument.
A battle to win, to prove, or to conquer.
Both are born from differences. One can open the door to respect.
Sound, are you ready?
And the other close it with fire. Two perspectives, but one big issue.
Are you good?
Yes, I'm good to go. So do we argue to fight or disagree to understand?
3, 2, 1, we are live.
This is the big...
You guys, this was just about Ira Star and Rema now.
You day wine. It's all over my FYP, but me I don't know sha. Cause fake logs yakpa. And if you ask me, it's giving sauce.
Listen, I just checked the new TV Entertainment WhatsApp channel like right now, and they just dropped the update.
Are you for
No, no cap.
I've actually been noticing those guys. They're always on it 100. Like they always post the gist before anyone else. Me, I love them oh, and that's on periods.
Like I just aligned with them like last week, and almost they've been dropping back to back.
Facts. I love how it's straight from the source. No cap, no fake news.
Code on your screen right now to join the TVC Entertainment WhatsApp channel.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. So, a nation praised for its brilliance, yet repeatedly questioned by its own leaders and elites. Are Nigerians truly falling short, or are they being failed? A viral statement by Tosin Eniolorunda, CEO of Moniepoint, has sparked widespread debate after he suggested that despite hundreds of job openings in his company, many Nigerians are unable to meet global standards, blaming social media, internet fraud, and hookup culture. But in a direct and personal response, media personality OAP Dotun pushed back strongly, calling the claim untrue and challenging the narrative. He questioned whether his company is offering global standard pay and fair treatment, daring him to make his company's contracts and employment conditions public. According to him, Nigerians remain among the brightest minds globally, and the issue may lie more with the system than the people. This growing clash of views has also revived memories of remarks by former President Muhammadu Buhari, who once described Nigerians' youths as lazy, a statement that triggered nationwide backlash. Now, the question returns with urgency. Is the problem the people or the system? Are Nigerian youths underperforming, or are they being undervalued? Ladies, what do you think of this conversation? Of course, we'd like our viewers to join the conversation as well on 020-163-52013 or 0902-416-3440. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewTVC. And as you know, we're live on DSTV 164 and we're streaming live on YouTube as well. Before I hear our contributions, ladies, let me call for the short clip.
And here I am looking for Nigerians that cannot meet the requirements that we need to meet to be able to compete and build world-class products. I blame quite a bit of things. I blame our education system. I used to feel like Nigerians are really, really bright. And I am honestly beginning to feel like we need to do something to prevent the general IQ of this country from going lower.
Wow, so we heard it. Is there truly a skills gap to that extent? I know we have called out a few people, especially when we're talking about blue collar, with blue collar jobs. We say we have to even import some of these people. But I never thought that on this scale, such a huge scale, that a company like Moniepoint would have 500 vacancies that have been unfilled up till the moment that he was talking about. Do we agree with him, or are we disagreeing with him like Dotun is?
So there's a gap in our education system. That is a fact. We cannot deny. But Moniepoint, as I know it as a business, except I need to be educated about it, is a tech kind of a fintech. Yeah. And so in that area, we don't have a gap. I don't believe.
We don't have a gap.
I don't believe that.
Okay.
You know, I actually agree
have the
with
brightest techies, youngest millionaires in my circle, and they work for firms abroad remotely from here, making their money cool because they don't want to even relocate.
Okay.
And I'm losing my closest support system to such a thing right now. So I don't believe we have a gap, but there's a huge problem in the remuneration, what they get, their wages, that informs the migration out of here. So if you want them here, payment will be an issue. And the way we employ, you know, when he was talking, I tried to listen to the part where it's not a big man's conversation. You know, when big men just say, I don't think you're not qualified, you're not employable. Those are big men conversation, because a patriot will be thinking, oh, I have set up a business, I need to train you. Hardly have I had a business I didn't have to train. Even we have a car wash. We spent 2 months of the initial setup to pay somebody as a consultant who has managed a car wash to train people to wash car. I used to think it was a basic skill. I used to think any child they born from house that can wash clothes can wash car. So the truth is that a lot of our businesses, we want finished products. We no longer want to take graduate trainees. We no longer want to, you know, pay. This, when you use certain words, bright tests, you should be careful. Nigerians are some of the brightest minds migrating jobs outside of the country. In most of the, let's take the US for instance, take the statistics, it's public. Nigerians are some of the brightest minds working outside the country, in medicine, you know, so when you use that word, you should be careful. Because somebody will now take that quote and paint all the young ones who are trying to get jobs. When they negotiate payments and they move out. Let me give you the instance of one of my younger brothers who is a techie. And I used to hate the fact that we will just celebrate now that he has gotten a job. When he just left school, we were celebrating he got a job here in Lagos, in Ikeja. And the next 2 months, Auntie, I'm no longer working there. I thought you were in Ikeja. I said, I will meet you up. He said, no, Auntie, I'm in Lekki. You resigned? Yes, I have. In another 2 months, that Lekki work, they want to kill me there. They don't even have proper work plan. I have left there. He migrated between jobs. We used to call him prostituting the jobs. Because he's a techie. This guy designed apps, bought abroad. He doesn't have the time for this kind of nonsense. And so he kept moving out of his jobs. And his employers too will come on a platform like this and say, there are no employable Nigerians. But now he's created companies founded by 4 of his friends in tech. They work and sold apps in Australia. They're doing their jobs. And he doesn't want to live here because he wants to control. So you cannot call Nigerians that kind of minds. There's also the part where...
Just so that we can hear other people as well. But, you know, while we're saying this, do we think, does he have a reason to lie? It must be his reality. Can we look at it also from that side while we're giving our thoughts?
I don't think he has a reason to lie, but he could also have a reason to lie.
Or to exaggerate.
Not to exaggerate, because 200 sometimes, if you add 2 zeros, it becomes 20,000. Do you understand? So sometimes it makes it, people amplify things. Then if we go back to the position, I know that Nigerians are very bright. We are good. We take it from here and we run and we fly around the world. But sometimes if we look at our education system, I think that there are a bit of what positions that he's talking about basically are the tech-inclined positions. Now let's look at it back to our secondary schools. These days, I still find out that some secondary schools, some students are not technology savvy. Because I have a deficit of somebody that is quite close to me, and she was like, that she discovered that now she has to go to computer school. Do you understand? She can't even use Excel, she can't use Word and all of those, as small as they seem, all of those programs. So because I remember that when I was growing up, my father made it a point of duty that at every holiday we go to computer training. And he was like, in fact, my father does not believe in studying computer science, computer studies there, because he says you can go to computer village and study for 3 months, study for 6 months. So we had that inculcation from the beginning. How many parents go out of their way to align this with their children to say, okay, you will get the formal education, but you also have to be tech savvy because the world is moving. Now, if we go back to our curriculum in schools, most of the schools now, maybe aside from, I think I saw a video sometimes, and the person was describing where we were, cyber cafe, and the person was saying that JAM students now we think is CBT center. Do you understand? That was how some people evolved, some people grew, some people learned over time. But I also think that the onus is on individuals to upgrade their skills. Nobody will come and save you. Like I tell people, my definition of success is opportunity meets preparation. Opportunity will always come. You have to be prepared. Now, if you now have a deficit of preparedness and there are opportunities flying, it comes back to this that, oh, they are unemployable. And also, I know that some employers too do not want to also give in to training anymore, knowing fully well that when they equip you, at the next high-flying company, you are being hijacked. So some of them expect that you are trained to a certain level before you come in. And of course, I also share sentiments with Nima on the remunerations. Some people have this skill, but the skill is not enough pay. You're not paying them enough for the skill to bring on board. So it's like they're like a desk and they rather stay somewhere and do. Nigerians are doing multiple jobs already. So if you want to employ somebody, also look at what you are giving them, because these days, that's what we are battling with now, on a lot of underpaid people. So I think that I'll just stop there for now, but we are grasping with a lot of underpayments, and so Moniepoint CEO should also tell us the 500 vacancies, what are, because later on yesterday, I saw like an offer letter coming from somebody that had an offering, and I think the annual payment was around 76 million, and when I went to break it down, it was about 6 million per, 6166 about per month and all of that. So what positions are you putting 6 million naira for? Is it a regular 12 million naira position?
No, well,
do you understand? So some of these things can actually dampen people and like, oh, they've checked the pros and the cons. These people want to use me. It's a lie. I'm not going. So sometimes like that.
All right, Mary.
It is very easy for a CEO to come out and talk about the fact that Nigerian youth are not ready to work, or they would rather do engage in nefarious activities and all. However, when you look at it from a neutral point of view, on the one hand, the CEO has his own point. On the other hand, the Nigerian youth have their own point. Things are expensive. So starting from the remuneration angle, the reality is many jobs do underpay people. You are not earning as much as you should. You come with experience, you come with so many other factors. Now, several jobs, just as Nima mentioned, are no longer offering graduate training roles. And the reality is, if you're offering a graduate training today less than 200,000 naira, which is still quite low, you will not have that person stay with you for more than 3 to 5 months. It's even difficult these days. Only for those who are really determined that, okay, I really want to work with this organization, or for one reason or the other, they choose to stay. The economy is not allowing for you to demand 60-hour work week and be offering far less than the person can survive on. Because if you are not paying well, your schedule should be flexible. So the person can do other jobs. So if I wish he had really broken it down, because I didn't get the chance to.
To be fair,
it would have been,
I don't think that was a platform for that.
Yes. If he had, we would have understood where he was coming from. He generalized, and so he left a lot of things hanging in the air. And leaving that is part of the problem, because people are really upset. I saw a thread, someone who worked with them. Okay, so let me just read part of what he said. He said, I did 3 months with Moniepoint and resigned. I resigned. I am not proud enough to have it on my CV. Moniepoint employee relations and welfare doesn't equate the hype they move with. Is Moniepoint any better than commercial banks? So the person goes on about it, that recruits year in, year out. None have complained of inexperienced workforce. Who is Moniepoint to talk down on Nigerian workforce with one of the best talent tool in the world? And that is a truth we cannot overlook. Nigerians are very talented. It's not easy to hold down 5 to 10 jobs. Many people are doing it. This tax reform is actually making a lot of people on edge, because they're like, these are other things I'm trying to use to break even. The government is, as they're saying, shining torchlight on it and all. So, like, we have to look at this holistically.
Mary. Let me hear Topper's initial response.
I totally understand the point of view of the CEO of Moniepoint, because I feel his pain, and I see that there's we too proud. We're too proud as a people. Like, Nigerians are proud. Wait, you know, you proud. Like, somebody is showing you honest feedback, and rather than taking the feedback, you bash the person. So we want to stay in our bubble of we are good, we are bright, we are the smartest. This is the reality. In my business, I had 500 slots I was hoping Nigerians would fill, and they couldn't. Does that say that you are dumb? No. It's just that we couldn't fill the role. So what are the gaps? In this same country, engineer full Nigeria, we are churning out engineers every year in thousands. Dangote wants to build a refinery, had to bring over 8,000 Indians to come and help to do what needs to be done. Take the feedback. Let's not fool ourselves. If you have a problem, we know this is a problem we deal with. There is a huge gap, 85% gap in cybersecurity. We don't have enough staff to handle cybersecurity. We've read it in the papers. I take financial story all the time. We have a crisis in our banking sector. There is an IT crisis. How can we sit down and be saying we have enough IT people? For where? It is a drop in the water in terms of what we need as a country. That is fact. Not from him. It's been on ground, reported several years ago. It got worse with Japa. In 2021, 2022, banks were having crisis. Transactions could not go through because they did not even have any staff that had the competence. So when we are talking about the issue, we must address the fact that the talent pool is shallow. We have a shallow talent pool. Why are we not facing the reality? Put job outside and say you want to employ. Even IT people that did a mass comm that will come to do internship in TVC, ask them to transcribe. Ask just basic. I'm not even saying let's leave IT. Let's just say we have education gap. The guy was talking based on his experience, and we choose to bash the speaker and not deal with the issue. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about social media. This is not an attack on what is going on here. I'm just saying that as an entrepreneur, as someone that is employing, it's an assumption that you want to resume in my office as someone that you just finished serving and you want me to pay 500,000 naira. Am I earning 500,000 naira? Is the company making 500,000? And somebody will sit down and say, we are not training enough people. If I'm training you, I am paying for that training period. And then I pay you for a training period of 6 months and I feel you already know work. The next thing, somebody else has already employed you. How long can I sustain? I can't afford to pay. I can't. The business will die. So we have many businesses dying right now. Many.
They can't afford.
Shutting down. You know, everybody made their point. I am speaking on behalf of entrepreneurs who are dealing with this problem. I'm speaking on our CEOs that are dealing with the problem on a day in, day out, with the expectation of larger than life as a Nigerian that I'm more than this. How can you pay me this amount of money? If I go to America, this is what I'm earning. The buying power is low. So I feel this was an opportunity for us to extract the situation and learn from it. Was it right for him to say, I used to think Nigerians are bright? Of course, it wasn't in his presentation to say that, but it's like me thinking Nigerians are very hardworking. And yes, we are hardworking, but in my as in at the face, I know it's how they see. So there are things you say in your room with fellow people that can understand, not on a public stage. That I can hold him at, this is something you have a conversation in your classroom.
It's just like the way we also say Nigeria is the big brother of Africa, but now we say maybe it's not quite true because of some
we have this sense of we are very, very rich.
But you know, her point that she's making, and I was just trying to add to that because there's some things that we just assume, you know, because we've said it so many times over the years, and that when someone now shows us a different view, then instead of just closing it up and saying this is not true, maybe we should now really extract that conversation. And secondly, you know, for bashing him, I don't think it's a bash. I actually love that this is a conversation. It has spurred a lot conversations across board because here we're getting feedback. The employees are getting feedback and the employers are getting feedback. Nima, I know you wanted to jump in to respond.
Maybe the guy should just hire Tokwe for his PR because Tokwe did a better job putting that argument forward than he did.
Okay.
Using brightest, talking like that. When you talk about the specifics, there are countries that are their strength is in certain fields. The Indians are known for, you know, engineering and all of that. Even here, we know how they were deployed for our studio, the one that was burnt down. So that's their expertise. There are certain areas you need an Indian. But recently, just yesterday, I was reading off the papers, the US have opened visa ban. Lifted visa ban for medical workers because there's a deficit and they need Nigerians. The same Nigerians that we train from this Nigerians failed education system. So when you come, you know, I always say when the big man wants to talk, big men just talk. You know, and then they depress a larger number of people and people just have to go around. That's why I say I'm not among those people who say Nigeria was a giant of Africa, it's now a rat. No, I'm not among. It's a giant of Africa whether you like it or not. If he sleeps, he wakes up. So you call yourself what you want it to be. The US that we call the land of God, is it the land of God with all the devilish things that is happening
Okay,
there?
so we are manifesting.
Yeah, because everybody is manifesting not exactly their reality.
Okay.
We have found that the US is nobody's savior. But it continues to parade itself as such. So why would we say that we are no longer a sleeping giant? If we're sleeping, whenever we wake up, we wake up. But a giant
is always a giant.
Yes, now, we that we are represented as the ego.
I hear you.
So we're a giant whether we like it or not, whether anybody likes it or not. My point is that in certain areas, we know that there will be deficits in the expertise because some countries had education plan that focused on a particular field over time. Even the Dangote that you are mentioning could have brought in consultants to oversee the graduates from Efurun, but he did not. It's a choice. It's not because there was a lacuna. I remember back then. Okay.
Nima, let's go on a short break. When we return, we'll continue the conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Entertainment. Just found a new home. Your favorite shows, your biggest stars. Now closer than ever. TVC Entertainment. Now on DSTV channel 164. TVC Entertainment. Something for everyone. Entertainment. Just found a new home. Your favorite shows, your biggest stars. Now closer than ever. TVC Entertainment. Now on DSTV channel 164. TVC Entertainment. Something for everyone.
In 3, 2, 1, we are live.
Welcome to Splash. I'm on the black carpet, and of course, it's Jubril of Lagos.
Well, that's it on Socialville.
When I say, I dare fool.
You already have Destiny Alpha. I know that.
I go shoot can for you.
You already know, guys. E-Splash can be the best of entertainment, the best of energy, best of everything you need to get your day going.
It's E-Splash every weekday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. on TVC Entertainment.
Keeping hope alive.
We are the drumbeats that refuse to be silenced.
Even when the rhythm falters.
We are the green that refuses to fade.
And the white that dares to shine.
Hope is not a stranger here.
It lives in our markets,
our music, and our streets.
Every dawn in Nigeria is proof that tomorrow is still worth fighting for.
Hope is a child in the classroom, eyes wide, with dreams bigger than walls.
Hope is the farmer planting seeds in faith, believing in rain and harvest. Hope is the youth unafraid to rise, rewriting the story of our tomorrow. Hope is us, millions of voices
refusing to give up on the promise of this land.
Nigeria, our independence is not just history.
It is a call to keep believing,
to keep building, to keep hoping. Now hope.
They carry us.
Even when wahala they choke, we stand gidigba. Hope they waka with us for downfall.
It they gist with us for buka.
No matter the gbege, our spirit in no fit scatter. Hope. Now that pikin where they read ABCD and still get ogbonge dream for hearts.
Hope. Now the mama where they fry akara, we see the reason say tomorrow go soft for her.
Naija, your freedom na promise. Say hope go always come, no matter wetin happen.
The other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty, erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Thank you for staying with us. Nima, we had to go on a quick break.
I was talking about how Tokwe put it. But Tokwe put it in such a balanced way, capturing all factors that will make a business not be able to find the brightest mind they need for the particular, deficits the business needs. It's a fintech. It's not the only fintech. In fact, it's not the first fintech. Why is Flutterwave not making the same conversation, having the same conversation?
This was at a conference. He was speaking on something else.
Yeah. I agree.
And then he just mentioned, because the truth is we asked them to be honest.
You see, algorithm and the way they research, 500.
Okay.
Brightest. Those are the keywords. My point is that if he has this deficit, what are we going to do? I'm coming to what I tried to explain to Tokwe. When we had oil companies saying no, they had to bring expatriates, and our people were saying no, there's need for local content, local employment. They must cover, a large number of our local. They opened a school in Efon. Did you know what happened to those graduates?
What happened?
They graduated depressed and frustrated. The first set were taken. Subsequent sets couldn't get jobs because they continued. You get to the job, you need a senator, you need the nepotism and all of it. Okay. And so most of those, you saw people frustrated. I sat with one who had to establish a company offering the same services by himself. He was frustrated. He said, I was trained to be an oil worker. My dream was to be an oil worker.
Okay.
So now when we say, and the schools are, around are now providing tech courses freely. There are private schools. One is my neighbor, providing tech courses freely. Cybersecurity that you're talking about, if you see their numbers, every time they churn out graduates from there. But are they employing them? No. You want them already trained with the number of years of experience that you require. And then when they come, you tell them not to go abroad.
Okay, just so that we move this conversation forward, I think we are done with the initial conversation, how he said it, how he should have said it. Let's put that aside, you said Tokwe could have been his PR, but Tokwe had time to give a rejoinder. So let's just be a little fair on him, but the main message for us right now to discuss in our country is there a skills gap? Honestly, is there some truth to what he's saying? I'm not talking about Moniepoint in particular, but across, fintech, across. I know you mentioned medicine, but there are other kinds of jobs. We have a few of you, you come here, you talk about trying to fill job spaces.
They're not even bringing your lamentation.
Exactly.
Remember your lamentation.
Your own SMEs and companies and the issues that you have. So let's discuss that. Do we have a skills problem, skills gap? And what is the cause and what can we do about that?
Yes, so I said something. Even according to Google recognizes that there is a skill gap. And it says that because yesterday when I was just roaming around and trying to see what's happening. And if we're saying in contextual factors affecting youth employment, we have methodology changes that the National Bureau of Statistics adopted a new definition, I think in 2023, and talked about unemployment. Now, skills gap says that many graduates lack the necessary technical and digital skills required by modern private sectors for job market. We also have informal sector dominance. We have the economic impacts to which youth unemployment, they said youth unemployment is linked to increase in social unrest, insecurity. We have our youth now who are eyeing the fast money way. You understand, doing prostitution, yahoo, and all of that.
Which he mentioned.
Which he also mentioned, kidnapping and all of this. They are on the rise. Like if I will bring it down to myself, I have a perfume store and we wanted cleaners. Till today, I don't have cleaners.
Why is that?
Now, this is it. I have cleaners for 80,000 naira salary, and every other week, my workers can attest it. There's one bonus or one emolument. I know that you are not going in a week dry. And in 2 months, this girl stole, and she stole AirPod. And I gave her the grace that, okay, maybe whatever it is. On a Friday, I asked her. On Saturday, I asked. On Monday, I asked. On Tuesday, I had to present the CCTV footage to her. And, she was just like, no, I did not know that I put it in my pocket and this and that. And she just said, excuse me. And she left and she didn't come back. And now look at the character that she had posed. Now, we're also going to talk about character. The character she had posed now. My partner upstairs also employed her sister, coincidentally. We didn't know they were sisters. But this, her own bad character, rubbed off on her sister, who was diligently doing her duty. Now, would you say there's no job employment?
You've made a great point there. But let's take a call, Mary, then I'll come to you. We have Fabian. Good morning.
Good morning.
We can hear you. Welcome to the show.
Okay, thank you. My name is Favor. I'm calling from Jos.
Okay.
So I want to make a contribution Concerning what the CEO said, okay, I'm an accountant. I am currently doing my ICANN program. I had a job opportunity, and they said they were going to pay me 150,000 naira. I'll be going 8 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Monday to Saturday.
So if I was going to do that work, I will not have any other job to do apart from going 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. I will not have space to take other jobs. Okay. So,
okay.
It looks like
she had work experience.
No,
did she mention like so?
10 hours. Mary was about to jump in, so let her.
I think she's about to combust. Let's allow her.
But thank you, Favor, for
the way she's looking like.
She's giving another.
Yes. So let me say that for the smart, hard-working Nigerian out there, this is not on you. My kids sometimes are fighting themselves like big brains. Big brain mean that you are not so smart, so it's an insult to each other, and they come and meet me. My boy called me, this one called me big brain. I said, do you have big brain? Are you a L? It's an insult. If you really have big brain, you will not do this kind of thing. It's like a reverse insult because they can't use. They are not allowed to insult themselves in the house, so they find ways to insult. If it's not your reality, that's not who you are. So the hardworking, smart Nigerians, you are not the one he's talking to. He's dealing with the reality of his own business. But that being said, when you were asking about how do we fix the skill gap problem, there is a skill gap and there is a character gap. Now, Nima was saying train. The training will be applicable where there is no character gap. You can have a skill gap, and I see your character is good. I'll be willing to tolerate your skill gap and train you because you have character. Now, you now lack both, and we know.
Yeah.
You are on the streets of social media, you know. The number of people that lack both, they are a whole lot. Now, if you are dealing with those kind of people, you can't, it's not whether you like it or not. You can't handle it. That is one side. When I did a training in a business school, and it's for owner managers. And one of the things that shocked me, because as the owner of a small business, you are looking for character, you are looking for diligence, you are looking for honesty.
Values,
and they'll tell you if you want to grow your business, you don't need someone that is diligent or honest with you. No, you need diligence. You don't need honest person. Okay. You need skilled
person. A
skilled person supersedes your loyal person. They were like, I remember that case study.
So a skilled person is better than a thief?
You are a thief that is making you money.
With a thief? Okay.
If the thief is making you money, your business was making 10 million, your business started making 100 million, he's stealing 10 million from there. So maybe before you were making 10 million, his skill took you from 10 million to 100 million. So the program was under ethics. It was really understand that many small businesses remain small because we are stuck with our loyal staff that started with us. But if you want to scale, you need to take skill and competence. Moniepoint is one among very many financial fintechs that were able to go from small to where they are. They wouldn't have done that if they are doing this is loyalty. This is I'm going to be doing training for you. You have to make tough decisions to grow your business. So I can understand his point of view, and I think we should also listen and start looking at ourselves and how we can improve ourselves to make ourselves marketable and market ready.
Thank you, Tokwe. We have a call from Abuja. Told good morning, Toju.
Good morning. Okay, what I would like to say, I would just like to say these three things. I think it's not totally right by me saying Nigerians are not hardworking and Nigerians can't stay businesses on their own. I just think he actually, most likely he has problems in his organization. That's the way I would like to put it. I think he has problems in his organization, or maybe he's just going through some hard periods.
No, he said that he has 500 vacancies that haven't been filled by Nigerians up until the time he was speaking. So he was thinking that, are we really brilliant if we cannot fill up these vacancies that he has?
So you should think we are the brightest.
No. So that's what he was talking about.
Okay. The same thing. I think feel that it has to do with the country economy and everything. If the government wants to create jobs, the government can create jobs. That's why I see it. If the government has to create jobs, the government has to create jobs for Nigerians. I don't think Nigerians are not strong enough to own their own business or run their own businesses. I think we can do certain things if we are committed and all that. That's where I sit. I'm a legal practitioner, and I have a firm, for instance, and I know I go to my job, and I know the kind of business and the way I represent my clients. So I don't think Nigerians are not hardworking people, or Nigerians are not strong enough to own that business.
I get your point. Thank you so much, Toji, for your contribution. Mary?
Yeah, so I'm just going to reiterate something I said earlier. Okay. The fact that it's a two-way street. Remember I said, on the one hand, he is right. On the other hand, there are some realities one has to look at. Okay. We have several young talents in Nigeria. And unfortunately, in this same Nigeria, we have, excuse my use of this word, several young dollars as well.
Okay.
It's unfortunate what we have been reduced to. See, we talk about character. The truth is, one young person is just 10% away from ruining their own character. There are so many influences. We talk about social media. Social media is even a secondary influence. There's peer pressure. There are so many things that are making people ask themselves,
parents pressure,
why am I,
that not your mates?
Why am I doing this job? Why am I getting underpaid like this? A lot of young people volunteer. They do a lot of internships before they even get employed. So for work experience, look. Yes. Sis, there are several young people who are very focused.
And volunteering.
Very focused. The issue is, most times when employers put out the call for positions to be filled, one, there's the issue of nepotism. You're trying to bring in your brother's cousin's auntie's son. Yes. And so when the guy is employed, he's not able to give the product. You see a lot of people go for several job interviews. You reach the final stage. It's obvious you're supposed to be employed. But when it's time for the employment to be given, you are told, sorry, our manager brought somebody who might not be as experienced or as skilled as you are. So really, what many organizations also need to do is to look into their HR system, because there might be a problem that they are missing. The recruitment process is where several things are fixed.
God bless you.
When you're trying to fill in a position, it is left out. See, if you've worked with HR before, you would know that there are several things that come together for you to employ somebody. It's not just, this person is good enough. There are several things that are looked into. So when you bring somebody on board in your company, if your HR is not getting the process right, that's where the problem starts.
That could also be a problem.
So, because there's a Yoruba saying, you can help somebody find work. You can't help the person do the work. It's the reality.
You know, there's, Dr. OAP, he mentioned, let me just, in summary, he's asking the questions to the employers, which is, a lot of employees, you hear them say that the world is changing. What employees would take or stand for, they don't anymore. I have a friend who works in the bank, and she says that most of these Gen Zs, the longest they can work for you, 4 months. That those that stay 6 months have overstayed. They just give them 3 months. And she says, and this is the banking job that when we were younger, we were rushing for. That they would sit there and discuss how much it is you're paying them in comparison to how many hours they have to stay on the job, in comparison to how much they have to pay for transportation to get to your job. So with things change, and the fact that there are options to work remotely, not just to work remotely across the globe. So when you have changing landscapes like that, it seems as if the Nigerian system is not catching up to this changing pace.
That was what I was referring to by peer pressure.
Yeah, that's one. So I would like us to discuss that. What are we doing on our own? Are we still holding on to old systems instead of revamping our system to meet up with, when they talk about global standards, it's always on the employees. But on the employer's side, are you meeting up with global standards as well?
That's from our curriculum.
About 40% of my team actually work remotely.
Okay.
And the truth is, I do not have any problem if it works. But you see those that come to the office, here's the fact. Those that are usually coming to the office, when we started the work one day at home, I noticed on the day they work at home, which is going to be on Thursday tomorrow, internet, it's not a lie. The system is what I'm talking about, that there's a system that supports the quality of growth that the economy needs, and the system does not exist. Light, there's no light. I have staff that come to work on the day they don't need to come to work. They have 2 days off, because if I stay at home, there's no light, there's no internet, so I need to come to the office so that I have access to be able to do my job. So we need infrastructure. I'm reading comments on YouTube and I'm like, Dangote should set up training institute. Hello, do you know how much Dangote paid as tax last year? He's paying tax, he's doing road, he's giving food, he's giving phone.
Well, he's been giving tax waiver. He doesn't get tax waivers.
No, he paid last year. They paid tax. They have reduced the... I'm not saying that...
Which people got the dollar that, got us to this point under Emefiele?
No, I'm not saying...
Develop. Let them give back to society.
I'm saying that it can be a challenge to run business here. So that, and we must create an environment to make more businesses, more people run businesses here. That's why some people, our politicians, how many of them are running businesses? Are they not making money from the politics? Are they not living large life, driving big cars in this country, but no business and employing other people? So when what our politicians are meant to do are to put policies. Our civil servants would follow up with the policies and ensure that the environment is conducive for entrepreneurs to come in and provide the work. So the school system is not the Dangotes and the Elumelus that will go to school and be training people in school now. Everybody do your own. Don't kill the person.
Surprise lunch is on me today. People cannot grow if they are willing to accept the truth. Everything is not an attack. But cheap pride won't allow some people learn and grow. Thank you for speaking for all employers.
Let me confess, I pay 150. I even pay less. And I am telling you, even that 150 is not easy to pay. Some days like this, 3 days to salary, I'm doing fasting and prayer that the money should complete. But the staff is not with me there. They look at me and look at it and think, I'm only earning 150. How am I supposed to balance? How am I supposed to balance?
So
let's think about it. CEO has not balanced.
To talk about
CEO self is struggling.
You understand? I like the fact that some states, yes, they've inculcated STEM and they are really serious about it. So because sometimes it begs on us to think about, when you say ejakika, fish that have dried. Some people have dried. You understand? So maybe we should work on those that are coming. And that's where our education system comes in. Myself and my older daughter yesterday were discussing about, she was asking that who are the people that read library technician? That what do they want? What do they hope and intend to do with such a course? And I remember that on this table we spoke about it, I think some weeks back, and like the education system should be looked into.
Can we take one or two comments? So
yes, we have comments here.
And that wants to buy lunch for Tokwe, please.
Oluwaseun Odunsi says sometimes even the ones that pay you well want to take your life and literally want you probably working 24 hours if possible. Then you don't even have time to develop yourself or do any other job. Two Nigeria is saying sometimes loyalty is best because disloyal, experienced staff could abandon the company for a higher paying company with little to no notice. A techie or an engineer can be extremely damaging.
Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you. Mary, especially, sorry, we've run out of time. We had a great conversation on this, and I feel like we learned so much. Really, it's not really about bashing. I don't think so. I think it's for us to really look at is feedback.
Leave the messenger.
Yes, and then do better. Let's go on a short break. When we return, we'll move on to another topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Think fast, play smart, win big. We Cash, the game show where every contestant gets the opportunity to win money. No long waits, no dull moments. Just quick questions, quick moves, and free cash. Every second counts, every answer pays, and everyone walks away a winner. Are you fast enough for quick cash? Scan the barcode on your screen and you just might get a chance to take your shot at instant fortune. Quick Cash, showing Mondays and Fridays on TVC Entertainment.
Every clash of ideas begin the same way. Differences could be a disagreement.
Two voices, two views, standing apart.
Or an argument.
A battle to win, to prove, or to conquer.
Both are born from differences. One can open the door to respect.
Sound, are you ready?
And the other close it with fire. Two perspectives, but one big issue.
Are you good?
Yes, I'm good to go. So do we argue to fight or disagree to understand?
3, 2, 1, we are live.
This is the big
you guys. This was the gist about Ira Star and Rema now.
You day wine. It's all over my FYP. But me, I don't know, Sha. Cause fake logs yakpa. And if you ask me, it's giving sauce.
Listen, I just checked the new TVC Entertainment WhatsApp channel like right now, and they just dropped the update.
Are you for real?
No, no cap.
I've actually been noticing those guys. They're always on it 100. Like they always post the gist before anyone else. Me, I love them, oh. And that's on periods.
Like I just aligned with them like last week, and almost they've been dropping back to back.
Facts. I love how it's straight from the source. No cap, no fake news, just pure entertainment.
I low-key feel like an insider right now.
I know, right?
TVC be cooking.
Real talk. It's like Gist Express. Premium gist on cruise mode. Always first. Always maintain.
Clock it.
Clock it.
You know what, guys? I just joined.
Active.
Jess is right. All you're trying to say to you is, for your premium entertainment content, scan the QR code on your screen right now to join the TVC Entertainment WhatsApp channel.
Entertainment. Just found a new home. Your favorite shows, your biggest stars. Now closer than ever. TVC Entertainment. Now on DSTV channel 164. TVC Entertainment. Something for everyone.
In 3, 2, 1, we are live.
Welcome to E-Splash. I'm on the black carpet, and of course, it's Jubril of Lagos.
Well, that's it on Socialville.
When I say, I dare you.
Hey, you already have Destiny Helper. I know that.
I go shoot out for you.
You already know, guys. E-Splash can be the best of entertainment, the best of energy, best of everything you need to get your day going.
It's E-Splash every weekday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. on TVC Entertainment.
Keeping hope alive.
We are the drumbeats that refuse to be silent.
Even when the rhythm falters.
We are the green that...
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Hackers are getting smarter and Nigeria's digital space is under real pressure. From financial institutions to public agencies, cyber attacks are rising and many Nigerians are now directly exposed. Today, we're having a clear, no-nonsense conversation about what's driving this surge, how these attacks actually happen and what it means for money, data and identity. As we mark World Password Day tomorrow, May 7th, this year's theme, Strong Passwords, Stronger Security, comes into sharp focus. Because in today's digital reality, weak passwords are no longer a small mistake. They are an open door. We're now joined by Fumi Odumuboni. She's partner cybersecurity service at Deloitte. You're welcome to the show.
It's good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Okay, and our viewers, you know, you can call us on our numbers, and we're on 167 DSTV, and we're streaming live on YouTube as always. So, you know, this conversation on hackers, my mom, I'll start with this. My mom is always sending me these funny messages that say you have won something, you need to win something, you need to press. We have to tell her, don't press anything, you know. But there just seems to be a sort, you get these funny missed calls from numbers, from countries you've never heard. You know, what is happening? Why does there seem to be such a surge, an increase in the number of hackers? Is it that we're doing something wrong, or the hackers are just so experienced and so intelligent that they get the best of us. What's happening?
Yeah, that is a good observation, and it's getting more and more, and there are a number of factors that are resulting in that. One of them is that we're being more digitized. What you used to do via with cash, you're now doing it on your phones, you're doing it via online transactions, and so the attack surface, the technology surface is spreading. We're now using POS more, we're now using internet banking, we're using so many digital platforms, even to order food. Before you actually go to the booker, now you order it online and expect them to deliver. So we are using technology platforms more, and that has increased the attack surface. Also, technology is becoming better. We now have AI. AI is able to make the attacks more targeted, is able to make the attacks faster. And so what used to take maybe attackers 3 months to craft an attack, they can do it within 3 hours now, and they can make it even more sharper. Before, we used to tell people, if you want to be able to detect phishing scams, you should look for typographical errors, mistakes in English. But now, AI will help you to craft a very good email that would be targeted at the person. Exactly. And they would even go and do research from your social media profile and understand exactly what appeals to you, and that is what they will send to you.
Okay, let me ask, are there common mistakes that Nigerians make that makes it easier for these hackers to steal our money? Let me put our. Are there common mistakes we all make, like this has been identified as a common mistake, common error?
Yeah. So generally, Nigerians are very trusting. So I know my parents, when they want to do something on their phone, they just call anybody around. Please help me press this, help me look at this, I'm having this problem. If you're at the ATM and you're having issues, you just call your neighbor, please, I'm having issues. So we're very trusting. It's good to trust, but with security, you have to have that level of skepticism and have that level of, okay, am I sure this is right? Am I sure I'm not exposing myself? Now, because we trust, we expose ourselves a lot. We expose our, where we are going, what we are doing. We expose our passwords. We expose our sensitive information. And these are all the building blocks that these hackers use to craft those attacks, to target people. And I think that's the major thing.
Okay, so there are cases, because, when Miriam talked about the SMSs and WhatsApp that we click on, but there are cases where you just wake up one morning, the money in your account have disappeared. Presently, I'm writing a bank on, demanding how they just lifted money out of somebody's account after the money had dropped into their account without, reaching out to the person. He has written to them. But now lawyer work, they do our work. How does this happen?
Yes, and let's add to that. Just recently, someone too had an issue. She just woke up one morning and she was just seeing the alert just going, and she was calling the bank, and the bank, there was nothing they could do. But you're watching in real time your money being.
This is you that has been guarded,
debited.
And then what is the use of certain questions? When we feel they say mother's name, maiden name, then somebody steals your phone, question. And then they take a loan on your bank app. They did not require any internal question to confirm that it's you. But all this information was taken in the beginning. So how does it work really?
Doing it? Is it witchcraft?
It's not witchcraft. So there are a number of areas. Okay, so from the bank's perspective, the banks are putting in controls to actually prevent that kind of thing from happening. But in security, you're only as strong as your weakest link. So you may make all the investment, put all the controls, but there may be someone that just does something, makes a mistake, and because of that, the attackers are able to go into the systems and do all those things without the user even doing anything. Another thing may be from the user's perspective. So we are fond of saving passwords on our browsers and all that. And even when we go to our banking websites, we save passwords, but we should understand that those passwords that are saved can be exposed, because there are some sites that once you go there, they go into your cookies and extract information from there. So if your passwords are saved there, they can also extract that information.
I mean, that's how they hack my Instagram account. Because sometimes multiple passwords.
Yes. I was actually going to ask, because, you know, Miriam mentioned earlier about tomorrow being World Password Day. So I was going to ask, what are the most important password and security habits Nigerians should adopt? Like, we know quite well, we're told, change your passwords often. You're still struggling with your current password. You're now being told to change your password often.
It's very confusing. Yeah. I'm constantly doing changes for password because I don't remember.
I don't remember too.
It's a big problem.
And I think that's where that safe password we thought will save us. But that safe password is not saving us. So what are we doing?
Because Nigerians are losing a lot of money. It's a very big problem.
Yes, and I agree. And what I try to do is, instead of having a password, it's better to have a passphrase. A passphrase is like a sentence. For example, I am coming to Lagos today. It's a sentence. It is long. You can change all the I's to ones, all the O's to zeros, and you can actually use different exclamation marks and all other things to actually change them across platforms. So the first thing is that you should have a long password. That's one. You should use different passwords across platforms. So that's another one. And also, there's what we call multi-factor authentication, whereby it's not just your password that you use to log in. You also, there are 3 levels. There's something you have, something you know, which is your password, something you have, which may be a token or an OTP, and something you are, which is your biometric, Face ID or whatever. So you have to use at least 2 of them. So you can use your password and your Face ID, your password and an OTP, but you should not just rely on passwords, because there are a lot of password sites that are being hacked into, and those passwords you used on those sites are being sold in the dark web.
Imagine that.
But there's this question that bites me.
Sorry, let me just ask, because it was a question I had asked earlier, and just as a follow-up, we talked about money is just being taken out of your account. What can you do because a lot of people find they're helpless. So what can you do when you find that your account is being debited and by a hacker?
Okay, so when you find out your account is being debited, you have to first call your bank. That's the first thing. Call your bank and notify them that I'm noticing these transactions. If it's from your card, because sometimes it's actually from your card, and you will see that people are just using your cards, swiping your cards in different places. Most apps have the functionality to block that card immediately. So if it's from your card, you can go to your app, block the card so that nobody will be able to use it anymore, and call your bank and let them know that, okay, this thing is happening. What they will be able to do is to probably put a PND on your account to prevent further debits, and now be able to investigate. Also, they will be able to link up to the other financial institution quickly before the money goes out. So they can put a PND also on the recipient bank so that the money doesn't go.
Okay, this question that is biting me is as regards to this submission that you just gave, because sometimes we notice that these fintechs, as much as some people don't trust them, you have some of them say, open your mouth, blink your eye, turn left, turn right, just to ascertain even the smallest 20,000. Maybe at a point they feel security breach. But I've also had 2 close people who have not retrieved their monies from banks. And there's always this word out there, let me see, because I've not had a personal experience, that bankers sometimes are involved in this fraud case.
No. That one is verified. They're taking some bankers to court.
So do you understand? So how do we block these loopholes when even the fintechs that we don't see? That's what I said from my perspective. So how do we, fintechs, we don't see them. They just have maybe offices to say, okay, complaints and all of that. But we see the big structure of banks. Some banks, one bank, 26 branches, one road. And yet, your money is not going like that into the air. And they're not supposed to open our mouth, blink your eye. What?
So the thing, yes, there's insider threat, and which is very high. And so what most banks are doing are they are trying to put their network in a way whereby they don't trust the insider. So before, they used to say trust but verify. Now, they are moving to a process of zero trust, whereby nobody's trusted. And it's because we have seen that attackers are now attacking identities. So they would steal the identity of a legitimate person, go into the network and start perpetrating transactions. So you would think it's the legitimate person doing it, not knowing that it is an attacker. So now they are trying to put structures whereby they don't trust anybody within the network. And if you want to do something, you have to go through several levels of controls before you are allowed to do what you're supposed to do. But it's still evolving. Not everybody has gotten there. It's a maturity, but they are working on it.
It was a very painful experience. My friend, she's a teacher, basic salary, and she had her phone stolen. And then they went into the bank app and they borrowed freely. These people did not require password because they don't have a password. They did not require any further questions. And the bank made her, after losing her phone and her business, to pay the loan back, huge amount. Wow. So my point is, what are the stages to this approval? How does it really work? And how should it work, you know, to make sure consumers are protected?
Okay, so for that, and just like what we said earlier about digitization, it's now becoming an ecosystem. So the bank can say, oh, I'm doing all these things to protect my customers within my bank. But for what you described, it's bank, telco, and a physical device. So the control should not just be around the bank. The telco, what are the controls?
Now, if you want to withdraw money, it doesn't come out that easy. But loan, imagine, it's a loan now.
Yeah. So I know the entity. There was a recent report that they banned taking of loan for airtime. So it's because of things like this, right? Okay. Because before it was so easy to take airtime loan because they felt you are a customer, you will pay. But now they can't do that anymore because of the new regulation. But it's an ecosystem. The telcos too have a part to play in terms of ensuring that those controls are in place before they allow someone to take a loan and before they allow someone to access a bank. But that is part of the issue of trust but verify and zero trust. Once they just trust that once the person has the app, the device, this is a trusted customer. And so because of that, the checks may not be so stringent. So what the person should have done immediately they lost their phone, should go to the bank, tell them I've lost my phone, so that what they will do is that they will deactivate the connection between that app and that particular device. So that if the person launches the app, you say, do you want to register a new device? And that will now
the weekend.
Okay, so I wanted I wanted to find out from you, because I know that many of us have our numbers and phones linked to BVN and NIN, and that leads to compromise, and somebody is watching and they don't know. We have a large population of older people and maybe not so tech savvy people. So they are just new to this space of using these things, and they are vulnerable, and many phones get stolen. So how do you have an idea of how hackers use access to the SIM, the line, to gain access to like the BVN, NIN, and how does that compromise your money in your banks?
Okay. So BVN, NIN is sensitive information which anybody can. So there are short codes. Once you have a registered SIM and the SIM has been tied to your BVN and NIN, there are short codes you can press and you'll be able to get the person's BVN, you'll be able to get the person's NIN. Now, once you have that, you can now use that to call people, or you can call the person and perpetrate as someone that is legitimate and ask the person to give you something or give you more information because you are someone of authority and the person trusts you, so they may give you more information. Yeah, there are other ways that they can use it to register, just like she mentioned, to register for loans or register for other things that will actually make the person lose information. So the BVN and NIN, is information that everybody should keep very, very close to them. You shouldn't just give it out anyway.
But just your code is enough for anyone to...
Once they have your
phone and put those codes, they get it. Mary?
So that brings me to a two-pronged question. It's interesting you mentioned that. I'll start from the one you just mentioned before asking the second one. Now, the phone number is increasingly a private thing now. There used to be a time when giving people your phone number is not such a big deal. But now the phone number is something that is linked to so many things, to the point that now the authorities are saying BVN to a phone and all. Now, I would like for you to educate Nigerians more on what this means, because many people feel, phone numbers, I'll just give it to people now, they will know my number and stuff like that. Please, I would like for you to educate. And then 2, cards, ATMs. So in a situation in which, for example, I've had like a number of incidents where people share with me that they went to use a POS, and after using the POS, they went home with their card.
Yes.
And then deductions, inexplicable deductions.
True.
How does that happen, and what do you do in such situations? Because if you report them, usually it's a dead end. So please, I would like for you to shed light on both the phone number and the withdrawals. Like someone like me, I'm always scared to use POS. I'd rather stay without cash than use POS because of all these stories we've heard. Apologies to those who run the business. It's fair.
Okay, so in terms of phone numbers, yes, phone numbers are becoming linked to everything, and they are like your identity. Yeah, they are like your identity. Yes, you can't do without giving out your phone numbers because you want people to be able to reach you and you want to be able to do business. But what you just need to do, you just need to be more watchful. Yeah, you need to be more watchful. Track, don't just click on anything. If someone sends a link on your phone, to your WhatsApp, to your SMS, don't just click on it. Because sometimes some of those links are embedded with malicious software that want to scrape out sensitive information stored on your phone. So you just need to be very, very careful and ensure that whatever transactions are happening are legitimate transactions. And if you notice anything, ensure that you report it as soon as possible so that, but you have to give out your phone numbers. You have to. So it's a risk you have to accept. In risk management, there are some risks you accept, but you just ensure that you are careful.
What about the ATM cards?
For the ATM cards, yes. Just like when we had ATMs, whereby you use an ATM and someone is deducting. So there are some cloning devices that people attach to all these card readers, that can actually clone the card details, and you can now replicate it and use it. But what I would say, if you see issues with your card, debits, block the card immediately. Go to your app. Most banks have that functionality. Just hotlist that card and just do that first. Then once you do that, you can now go to your bank and now say, okay, this is happening, what is going on? Then also, you have that instinctive gut feeling, just like what you said, that you don't use POS. So if you go to a POS and the POS is looking shady, it's not looking clean, it's not looking fine. Exactly. So just ensure you just look around, ensure that it's a good place before you use it.
Okay, because I know someone who says she doesn't like to do transfers, like when she goes to like random places. Is there any? I would have thought that doing transfers would be safer than to do a POS. What do you think? If someone had to make a choice, what would you say?
Yeah, so probably the person is not comfortable doing transfers because they are not sure. You know, the transfers will go into your transaction history, and you do not know who the person is, and they don't want to be seen to have been with EFCC. Yeah,
they don't want to link
to have been linked to someone random.
So
but it's also about your risk appetite, and just say, okay, yes, as long as I state the reason for the narration, what is the reason for this transfer? Even if anybody picks it, I can explain that this is what I used it for.
Okay. We have a caller, Lionel from Jos. Good morning, Lionel.
Good morning.
Please, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, good morning. So I want to talk about the topics that you raised. First of all, the fintech bank issue. The truth is, we are grappling with a lot of problems regarding this fintech bank, especially here in Jos. A lot of people are stealing people's money, especially the old generation. Let me give you an example. Where I stay in Tudunwada, there is this woman that sells yam. And there is this boy that is staying with her, this young Gen Z boy that's staying with her, that she adopted.
Okay.
This boy carried her phone and transferred all the money that was supposed to be for her business, transferred it, and there are lots of other people as well that their passwords are so loose that the children look at when they are typing their passwords and everything, and they just carry their phones and steal their money for them. You understand? Or share it with their friends carelessly. You understand that kind of thing? But this is not really what I want to talk about. About the earlier topic.
Okay.
The intelligence thing, why we are struggling with intelligence today, where Nigerian youths are no longer as deep as they are supposed to be, intelligence-wise. I hope I can talk about it.
Please, go ahead.
Okay. Today, youth.
Oh. Sorry, the line was breaking and we lost him. He was just, I don't know if you heard him. And Tokwe had mentioned maybe the older generation, they find it hard to, but apart from the older generation as well, as you know, there are many Nigerians that are not, I don't want to say not educated or that exposed. Like, how do you protect people like that? Because they always need someone's help. It's not that they're old, it's just that this phone is just way too much. How does someone like that protect themselves? What do they need to do? Simple steps, that's all they need to protect themselves from hackers.
Okay, so things like that, when you see a link somewhere, don't click it. If someone sends you a link on WhatsApp or on message, don't click it. If someone calls you and says, oh, I just sent you a pin, please tell me the number. Don't share it. Don't share your PIN. Don't click on links. Don't share your password with anybody, no matter if someone is helping you. And I see that on POS, a lot of people, when they put their POS, they give them the POS, they just put it in the clear view of everybody, start putting their PIN. No, you're supposed to guide it to yourself and put your PIN so that people do not know your PIN. So don't share your PIN with people, don't share your passwords. There's a rule of thumb in password. The password is like a toothbrush. You don't share with anybody and you change it every 3 months.
Fantastic.
What an angle.
Papa, do you have a question?
I wanted to ask about assets beyond, because when we're talking about this, things that get stolen that you need to protect with password. Some of our major assets now are our social media and the social media following. And in recent times, many people, their entire business is online and their accounts get hacked or is shut down. Their means of livelihood has shut down. So I wanted to ask you to share a few tips on how to protect our social media assets, our digital assets. There's also, you mentioned cloning of identity, using it to defraud people. How do we protect our social media assets and our person online?
In a few words.
Okay, so definitely we talked about passwords, passphrase, multi-factor authentication, that is also very important. Then also, most of the social media companies have a way you can show your verified account, your original account. So that will help you.
So people should verify their account.
Yes, they should verify their account, and they should have channels by which people can reach them. So that if someone clones your account, you can be able to determine that because someone will reach you through the alternative channels. So you should have other channels that people can reach you so that they are able to get services from you.
We have comments, and some of the comments are saying we just need to increase the number of ATMs in each state and allow these ATM machines to run even in private shops. They are still a lot safer than POS machines carried by individuals charging fees.
Have you noticed something though at the ATMs now? Usually they should give you space. Now they will cluster. Yes, all around you. I'm like, what's with the... So you see me doing this, like, and then they look at me like, what is it that you're hiding? But I mean, ATM etiquette.
Yes. I don't use ATM cards anymore. It's transfer all the way for me. My card was compromised. It says my advice to everyone is install tracking software on your phone. So in case of losing it, you can find the phone.
Okay. Adoro Kelbat says all the new pattern of using one PHN to borrow loan, even in helpless situation. What does PHN
phone number?
Phone number. Okay. Okay, to borrow loan in LPC. Talking about my friend's situation. Andrew says, my advice is everyone is talking.
Then Andrew says that make sure your IMEI number is saved somewhere safe on a piece of paper or somewhere so that you can break the you can find the phone if that's your SIM. And these things most times IMEI number.
I know it's in the carton.
Because somebody also saying that you have to also lock your SIM. Password it's in for. How many is the brain?
This digital one. But I like the idea of password phrase. That's something I've never heard before. And I can use the same password phrase over and over again. Just change. Maybe I'll change every A to at or change every I to
do you also know that? Do you know that we deal with mommy brain sometimes, and you are struggling to remember that your phrase? So is there a backup plan? Write it in like 16 books in your house.
Let me ask what that says.
And then pray that nobody finds
those 16
papers. We are talking about passwords, bank apps. The bank apps, you know, your customer care. Your account manager's number never goes through.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's on your
I have two apps that they never go through. They are non-existent. Let me not call
our banks.
Some phones also have what we call password managers. Yeah, but you just have to ensure that you get the legitimate one. So you will just have to know one password. And if you can.
It's just final question.
Yeah, I've come with my two-pronged questions. On the one hand, I was going to ask about young people having an account. Now, the regulations say that you should be 18 and above. Yet, there's a particular app that is encouraging you to get your teen on it and all. Well, what's your take on that, especially when it comes to security?
Okay, so I know many banks, so it depends on the parent. So security in terms of how do they keep the account secure, right? So the adult has to supervise.
To protect.
Yeah, has to protect them and supervise them. You have to have all the credentials
Thank you. Thank you, Fumi, for joining us and for your valuable insights. We really needed that conversation. This is no joke. And for our viewers, I like what you said. You said passwords are like toothbrushes. Don't share them with anyone and change them every 3 months. Every 2 weeks if you have Your head is going to be Thank you so much, ladies, for today. And our viewers, thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow for another show. Bye for now.
Bye. Bye.
We are the drumbeats that refuse to be silenced.
Even when